Being single. Is it fun? Sometimes. Sometimes no, not at all. But today we're going to deep dive into what it's really like to be single, especially in our industry, because let's be honest, we're in public eye. And when you see a bunch of people having relationships, me and my really good friend Scott Kress, we can sometimes isolate ourselves into feeling very, very lonely. So without further ado, let's get this show on the road. And remember, this is an episode brought to you by GoCarter and GoCarter alone.
Go Carter, go Carter, yeah. Go Carter, go Carter.
Everybody, I would like to introduce you to my medium-aged friend, Scott Kress.
I'm so happy to be here. It's going to be so fun.
I'm glad you are.
I am. I really am.
Do you even know what we're talking about today?
I know like the gist of it because you told me you were going to send me a whole Google Doc about like what we were talking. I never got a Google Doc.
I fell asleep.
So I do know like a little bit, but not like the whole thing.
Well, I just feel like you're a really good person to bring on to this episode because it's all about how being single has its perks.
Well, maybe like a few, but I feel like it doesn't. It definitely does not have that many.
And I'm really interested
What are these perks?
Well, I personally have to say that when you're single, you can focus on yourself. You can wake up in the morning and you can shower. And you can do everything that you normally do in your daily routine without having to worry about somebody else in your life.
But can't you also do that with somebody else in your life?
I don't know. I've never done it.
Me either, so I'm just assuming, but I don't know.
So
my love life is not that good. I'm not going to lie to you.
Tell me a little bit about your love life. Do you have any, like, really big experiences with, almost making it to the dating world?
No, not really at all, actually. I've been on, like, a few dates, and I did have, like, a little situationship moment, I guess you could say, like, a few months back.
Right.
That did not go anywhere, as you know, because you are very filled in on that.
I am.
But then I did go on, like, a few dates after that, but nothing that has gone past, like, a date or two.
Yeah, I mean, you're still doing more than me. I feel like recently, I've kind of come to terms with being single. I think if I were to ever find a relationship, I would want it to be at a Disneyland theme park where someone just sweeps me off my feet in line for something, and the next thing you know, we're taking pictures in front of the castle together.
Right.
That's my
so
dream.
romantic.
And I would not settle for anything under that.
Okay.
And I think that recently I've kind of
So unless you meet somebody like that, you're not...
Exactly.
It's a no-go.
Well, it's also just like, I'm not fond of dating apps. I know that's something that you kind of take part in.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't had any good experience with it.
Dating apps. The only reason I'm on them is because we both do the same thing. We both do social media. How else? I feel like a lot of people our age like meet people through like college, school, classes, stuff like that.
Like, yeah.
Right, like almost everybody.
Yeah.
So when you're not doing that, it's like, how do you meet people? Because I really wouldn't want to date somebody else that did social media. I think that would just be like too much almost. I would like to just like meet somebody, but like if I'm not going to classes, how do I do that? I'm also so bad at talking to people like out and about. Like I cannot be at the grocery store and be like, he's cute, let me go talk to him.
I totally disagree.
You can talk to people?
No, every time we're in public, you're like, should I go get his Snapchat?
But I never actually go up.
But you get really close.
I mean, the thought is there for sure. I'm just not able to actually follow through with it.
Really? I feel like every time you see someone that you find cute, you automatically get their Instagram somehow, magically.
No, I literally do not.
Really? That event we went to the other week? Where you, like, came out and you're friends with this guy on Insta and you're snapping him and he's in the show?
He was so straight, though. So that didn't do me any good.
But he still was able to... Okay.
Yeah.
You still got his Snapchat.
I did get the snap, but it did not do me any benefit.
I don't know. I mean, I just personally feel like social... What are they even called? Social media dating?
Just dating apps.
I just feel like dating apps don't do dating justice. It's very fabricated. And I am totally on board with having a Disney movie relationship.
I mean, it sounds really cute in theory, but I'm like, would it actually happen?
Okay.
Because I'm 23 and nobody has come up to me in public yet and been like, you know what, let me get your number. Now that I really think about it, that's actually so sad.
Really sad.
Wow, oh my god, I'm having like a full like life crisis right now and I didn't... Wow. Has somebody ever come up to you? Let me get your number.
No.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Oh my god.
Okay. Some people thrive off being personality-based individual, and people thrive off having a six-pack. Lucky for us, we're personality-based individuals.
If only we were both. If only we were both.
Come on.
You haven't been to the gym a lot.
Yeah, I go to the gym because it's more for my personal self. I just want to be healthy.
Right.
But I also feel like if you focus on yourself and love yourself, one day further down the road, someone will come into your life, be super attracted to it, and then bam, an extremely successful relationship will bloom like a blossom.
Oh, I'm totally on board with that. I think you have to be like 100% good on your own before you like get into a relationship.
Wait, so where are you right now? Are you like totally like you would jump into a relationship if you found somebody right then and there?
I think so. If it was like I knew it was the right person, I would for sure.
And do you think you?
If you asked me this like a month ago, no.
Okay.
Maybe like 2 months ago, no, definitely not.
Well, that's because you were
the crying. Remember the crying Instagram pictures, girl? We don't need to go back to that era.
I could never tell if you just did it for the analytics.
Oh no, baby. I did it because she was crying.
Oh.
It was rough, for sure.
So right now, where are you when it comes to, like, I don't know, self-love? Like, you think you love yourself enough?
A lot better than a few months ago. I think I'm in, like, a good place. I'm, like, good with being alone. I enjoy spending, like, quality time with myself, and I'm not like, oh my god, I'm lonely right now, or I wish somebody was here with me. I think I'm... Whereas, like, a few months ago, totally, I was like, oh my god, I need somebody in my life to be happy.
Right.
Whereas, like, now I'm just happy.
Right. And it's just so interesting. I feel like when I first met you, I took your apartment, for those of you...
Thank God. Thank God.
Yeah, I took your apartment from you, and I've loved it so much. But back then, when I did take it, you were a completely different person.
Oh, complete 180.
I didn't even know you were, like, interested in dating, honestly. You could have
No.
died.
No, I don't think I even did. I don't even think I was. But I also... I'm trying to think, when you first took my apartment, was I even out yet? Because I honestly might not have been.
I remember I visited, and I remember coming home one day, and it was like a cold and rainy day in LA in the summer, which was kind of weird. And there was just a cake on the counter, and it was just like, congrats, you're bye.
Oh, so right when you came, I had just came out.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that
and
makes
it was
sense.
like, nobody even ate it. There were like 2 slices cut out of it, so the B was gone, so it was just congrats, your eye.
So I love how I came out as bi first, because I was like, let's not say the whole thing
Okay,
quite
but
yet.
it's a cute little step.
It was a stepping
Yeah,
stone.
Yeah.
But no, I wasn't even in my dating era at that point. So, and I was happier too. So that says a lot, I feel like.
Interesting. So, I have like a rough idea of the person that I could see myself with, but do you think you could describe like the perfect person for you?
Wait, so when you say that though, you feel like you have a type of a person that you like automatically are attracted to?
A personality, for sure.
But not like
For
a
sure.
physical look.
I mean, it has a part.
So
but
if I were to pull up your Snapchat right now and go through all the guys you're talking to and open every one of their selfies, would they be all looking very similar? Like,
Okay,
do we have a
that's-
wide array of...
You're really calling me out right now. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think that's... No. Let's hold back there.
Just, I had to put it out there.
No, Scott.
Should we go through them?
No.
That could be fun.
No. You're getting a little off track here.
Okay, never mind.
I just feel like the type of personality that I want to be with in my life form is someone that can A, hold a conversation, B, make me laugh, and C, give me something juicy to eat in the morning because I don't cook.
Oh, I gasped for a second. My jaw literally hit the floor.
You were so
I didn't-
dirty-minded.
I didn't know you were
Scott.
going with that. I literally don't know where you were going with that.
Uh-huh. What's your person?
If you say something juicy to eat in the morning, what do you expect me to think? Anyways, I don't think I have a type, even though I feel like all my friends say I do have a type. So I feel like I do a little
Scott,
bit.
you literally have a type.
Do I?
Yes.
But do I?
Yes. Yes.
You're
do
right.
have a
Okay,
type.
so when I really think about it, if I had to describe my type, I would say brown hair for sure. For some reason, something about brown hair, it just
Starting
gets
off
me
with a
so
real
good.
descriptive.
Blue. Actually, I don't really care about eyes. I was gonna say blue eyes, but brown
Blue
eyes are
eyes,
iconic
no.
too.
No. Blue eyes.
Let me think what else. Like obviously personality wise, I feel like I go for like different people because a lot of the people that I've talked to have had very different personalities. But like looks wise, I feel like I go for very similar looking people.
That's really interesting. But yes, you are very attracted to the same look, I will say.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I feel like anytime I show you guys a guy I'm talking to, it's basically a carbon copy of the guy before that I was
Every
talking
time you
to.
show us a picture of a guy, every time we're in public and you see a guy that you're interested in, anytime there's a guy, really.
It's the same ones all the time.
Yeah, they always just turn your head.
What can I say? I have a type.
I guess. Would you ever date an online personality?
That's a good question. No. I don't think so. Unless I met somebody like that I was like fully thought was like my twin flame that I was like, oh my god, I think this is the perfect person for me. I wouldn't let them doing social media be like, oh my god, I'm not going to date them just because of that. But it would definitely be like, I would be hesitant of it for sure.
Yeah, I personally think if it's the right person, I would totally date them, regardless of what they do for their career. I think they could be an auto body shop worker. I think they could be a Starbucks barista. But if they can match my energy, they can definitely match my energy, you know?
I mean, isn't that kind of what I said? Like, I wouldn't let social media stop me from dating them.
You
if I
said
thought,
no.
But hear me out. I said if they were the perfect person, then I would date them. But, like, I would be a little hesitant of the social media thing for sure because I feel like social media relationships always end up in a very, sometimes not good place because, I mean, would you be making it public if you were in a social media relationship? Or would it still be private?
Yeah, that's a whole other story. For that, I'd have to say I would definitely keep it minimal.
Okay.
I don't think you can really avoid making it public because if you're with somebody so much, people are going to see. People are going to know. I wouldn't, however, make videos solely broadcasting your relationship and what I'm doing with this person. You know?
Right.
Like, take a bubble bath. I'm not going to post that on social. You know, have a sleepover.
If you were taking a bubble bath with them?
Or just like...
Oh, I don't know where that was going because I'd post that. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, of
I'm
course you would. You love your
kidding.
good Instagram photos.
I do love a good Instagram photo.
Oh my gosh.
I say that I wouldn't put my relationship online, but then I really think about if I was in a relationship. I always see those like cute coupley trends. And every time I see them, girl, I
Oh my
immediately become
gosh.
so depressed. So I'm like, I knew if I was in a relationship, I would want to make videos like that.
Yeah.
Even though I say I want it. So that's the problem with dating a social media person. Like, I know so fast I would be, like, posting about them. And then if we were to break up, I would literally hit, like, rock bottom because,
Yeah.
like, being able to see all those cutesy videos that we did together.
But do you think you're too young to like actually hop into a wholehearted relationship? Or I guess you are a little bit.
No,
further than
I'm
me.
old, I feel like.
You are kind of old.
That's, like, one of my biggest anxieties. I'm like, oh, my God, what if I die alone?
I'm literally 20.
20.
So like obviously there's gonna be a lot of time for us to even like
Like, figure out what we like and people...
I always forget the word. Self-digress.
Yeah.
Like there's time for us to self-digress.
I have no idea
like,
what that word meant, but
I
I
don't
just
either. But
nodded
it sounds
like I
fitting
knew.
in the moment, and I think it's a good word to use. So I'm going to use it.
Okay.
But I think like we have a lot of free time to self-digress who we are and who we really want in a relationship.
Yeah.
Before we're 30, before we're 40. You know, if
40?
yeah.
If I'm not in a relationship married with a house and a golden retriever by 40, I'm going to be not good. Not good at all.
Well, I will keep.
Can we
that.
marry each other by 40 if we're not? Like, okay, so hear me out. Listen, I have a really good idea.
I don't really want to hear you.
No,
out.
hear me out. I have a
really
good
don't.
idea. Let's say 40 years old. We're both single, depressed, lonely, no relationship, nothing in our lives going for us, except maybe a career.
Right.
We
of
marry
course, 'cause
each
that's,
other.
like,
Right. But then we marry each other.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Really?
No, because I like really like
Oh,
you as
I'm-
a friend.
Oh.
But unfortunately, I think the friendship.
This
is
sounds-
where
I'm not
it's
gonna-
go. I mean, I could see us living together per se. I
Okay.
would not see us, however, getting married. That's a lot of work, and we'd have to get a wedding.
But it could be like platonically married just because we have not found anybody else yet.
I don't know. I feel like there's a soulmate out there for me. I mean, do you think there's soulmates? Do you believe in soulmates? That's a really good question.
No.
Oh.
Actually, no. Okay,
That's a
because
really fast answer.
hear me out. I think that I was actually talking to my mom about this the other day. I don't know why. It actually wasn't the other day.
These
That
are the
was
conversations you have with your mom.
well, this was a lie. It was probably like a few months ago. It wasn't the other day. But
Right.
I was talking about. I don't even know if it was with my mom. Actually, it was with somebody. I don't know who the conversation was with. But I had this conversation, and it was. I feel like there could always. This is gonna also sound maybe like a little bad, and I hope it doesn't come off. But I feel like there could always be somebody out there better for you at the time than like you, and you don't know them because there's how many people in the world? Like 6 billion,
No.
8 billion,
8.6 billion.
8.6 billion people.
Maybe.
And you're telling me that this one person that you're with, that you met at a bar or you met at school, is the best person in the world for you. No, there's
I think so.
out of 8.6 billion people, girl, there could be somebody like in Europe that's like your like twin flame that you are meant to be with, but you'll never
Okay.
meet them because they're in Europe. Like sitting in a coffee shop that you'll never go. Does that make sense? I feel like that was deep, but also like I
It
don't
was
know.
really deep, but I'm also like, I don't think I can argue with that. Because, like, yeah, you have a point. There's a lot of people out there.
Right.
But I also feel like there are people in your close proximity that are really good for you and can help
Oh,
you and can
100%.
complete you and make you feel like a wholehearted person.
100%. I think that you can definitely find somebody that you will, is your soulmate and that you will get along with and that will like complete you.
Yeah.
But is there somebody out there that is probably a better soulmate for you? For sure.
So, while we're on this topic, I feel like it would be a really funny idea to play a special game that
A
has
game?
Yeah.
Oh, girl, I don't want to play no game.
It's
I've
not
played
that-
it. These men be playing too many games. I don't
it's-
want to play. No.
But it's a fun game.
No, the podcast was about men, and I'm not trying to play any games because games and men, I've done too many of them.
Well,
I've played too many of them, and I've never won.
Well,
Ever. Okay, you can go.
Well,
Ever. No, okay.
unfortunately for you,
Uh-huh.
this is an unavoidable game.
Okay.
So it's actually fun.
I mean, they're always
promise
unavoidable.
It's uplifting. This will make us feel brighter and more energetic.
I don't want to be bright or energetic.
What do you want to be?
Not lonely. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. Anyways, okay. Today's game is going to be he's a blank, but
He's a blank butt.
yeah.
Oh,
So
okay, that's spicy. He has a six pack, but he's rude.
yes, like that.
Okay.
Good example.
Okay.
And my wonderful manager, Yasmin,
Yasmin.
will be reading us these prompts. We have no idea what they are, but hopefully
Hopefully they're good. Juicy.
hopefully they're our dream idealistic people.
Right.
So
Okay.
with that being said,
I'm
let's
on
get
board.
this game started.
Okay. He's a 3, but
He drives a 4-door Jeep.
A 3 then. I feel like guys who are too passionate about their cars can be the ick. If they're like, my Jeep is like my baby, like I love her so much, like if they be naming it, and it's too much.
If they name it Duncan,
Is it named Duncan?
if it's orange.
Yeah. Yikes.
Okay, well, I think it's a 10 personally, but that might just be
I think that's a little
biased.
biased for sure.
I'm totally okay. Next question.
okay. He's a 10, but
He's a 10, but he's bald.
Honestly, I'm totally okay to overlook that aspect.
Okay.
10.
Okay. No, that's good. I'd probably say 10 too.
Okay.
I have nothing against
We
it.
don't care about hair.
No. I mean, no. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
He's a 5, but
Ooh. He's a 5, but he's in college.
A 5 still.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, he's in college. Well, I mean, it definitely has its like downsides to it because if they're in college, usually like
If
they're
they're in
busy
college,
and
not
will they really have
loyal,
time for you?
And not loyal.
And not loyal. They might be going out to parties, kissing 30 people,
Yeah.
as I have experienced in the past. But I'm gonna stick true to my 5.
Okay. I'd probably have to match you or go down. I think I'm going to give it a 4.
Okay.
Because honestly, I didn't go to college, so I don't really know what it's like. But from an outsider's perspective, college seems very anxiety-inducing.
Uh-huh.
he's a 0, but
Oh.
Not that he's a 0, but
He's a 0, but he has a no. I'm not gonna. He's a 0, but he has a killer body, like 6-pack, like the whole, like literally looks like he's straight off a GQ ad. Like think like, oh my God, perfect example. When you were ever younger, did you go shopping and you saw like when you
men's
were buying
underwear
underwear
section.
and you would see the guy on the underwear?
everybody did that.
Right. So I'm talking like that. Like he's
Okay.
a real life living GQ
Okay, well,
underwear model.
Do we know why he's a 0 then?
No. You can make that up. Maybe he cheats on you. Maybe he's not loyal. Maybe he has an awful personality. Let's just say dry, very dry, no personality.
Okay, so he's dry,
Dry,
but he's chiseled.
dry, chiseled, maybe not, might not be loyal, a little rude to you. Actually, that's not really a bad thing because I love when men are rude to me, but like in a nice way.
This is a lot. 1.
He only went up 1 and he looks like a
Yeah.
GQ model?
Sorry, baby, he's a 0.
Really?
I'm going to have to stick with my answer.
I feel like I'd bump up to at least like a 4.
Well, that shows where your priorities are.
he's a 7 and he still lives with his mom.
Not the mom.
A 7. Really? I wouldn't be that taken aback by that. If somebody's living with their mom, girl, rent prices be so expensive.
I'm going to have to bump it down a couple notches.
Really?
I'm going to go 4.
4?
Yeah.
Because he lives with his mom?
I mean, what am I supposed to do? Come over and be greeted by his
You
mother?
have your own place.
Okay.
So he could easily come over to yours. Okay, for somebody, this is showing where your mind is at, baby. You're talking about me? You're bumping him down 3? What if he's working his ass off and he just can't afford a place? Girl, apartments, so expensive.
I didn't realize you had such like...
Right, no, I'm this burning
You
passion
seem-
inside my body.
Yeah,
for
you're
this
very
question.
passionate about this
No,
one.
I am.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't really owe you an explanation.
No,
but
you
I'm-
do. Explain.
I mean, I don't know. I just...
Let's say he has a job. He's working so hard. But
You're
he's living with
overthinking
his mom.
this.
No,
You're
I'm not.
overthinking
I
this.
overthink everything. So answer the damn question.
4.
Still? I didn't change your mind at all.
No.
Oh, I thought I was a little more persuasive, but I guess
okay.
not.
You didn't ask her how old is he, which is a big fact.
How old is he?
He's 27.
Oh.
Uh-huh. Okay, Mr. 7, where you at
Okay,
now?
well, I'm 23, so I was automatically assuming it was somewhere in
Right.
the younger range. So I was like, okay, I don't care.
Watch yourself there.
Younger as in like around my age group, girl. Don't try and get me canceled or something. not on your podcast.
I'm going to stick with 4.
So he was a 7 originally?
Yeah.
And he's 27.
He's 27.
I'm gonna say I don't know the circumstances. Like I'd be really trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna say a 5.
Okay, that's acceptable.
Yeah. Because I feel like by 27 you should have your life a
Right.
little more together than
Right.
that. Like you have graduated college, you should have a job.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
So
But
unless he's just like, I really want to save money so I can like buy this or something
For sure,
like where
for
it's
sure.
so I would like we just have to see why exactly it is,
Yeah.
you know.
But I feel like at the end of the day, we don't really have the opportunity to pick and choose. So
Right.
it's dry out here. Yeah, but if you have in your headspace, you're never going to feel satisfied, ever.
Right. No, and I would not. Are you going to try to beat me up?
No, I'm not going to do that.
Hear me out. I would not like think that in a relationship. Like if I was dating somebody, I would not be like, oh, I'm gonna break up with him because I can find somebody better. But I'm just saying that there probably is somebody out there that is better.
Okay.
But I wouldn't think that. But I would say it.
But then that
just not think it.
that technically means that you do believe in a soulmate then.
Yeah. Did I say no at first?
You did. Really,
That was really full circle.
Yeah.
So I think that there's a soulmate out there for me, but does that mean I'm gonna be with them? I can marry somebody else that actually isn't my soulmate. Maybe you have multiple soulmates, I guess.
Oh my gosh, and you have
I
like,
think you have multiple soulmates.
what's the word? Oh my gosh, and you have what is the word for like dating multiple people?
An open relationship?
No. Remember like on polyamorous. Do you remember when
A
we did that?
polyamorous.
Yeah, I feel like a polyamorous relationship with all your soulmates would be like
Oh no, I wouldn't like that at all.
no, actually now that I'm
No,
thinking
I would actually hate that.
But But imagine the idea for a second. You have everybody in a big room of just like people that you could literally vibe with and live out your old years with. Could you even go in that room and pick somebody? I feel like there's just, if you meet everybody that's your soulmate, you're going to live the rest of your life wanting all of them in your life.
Well,
That's so
I'm going to be
off
so
topic.
honest. I zoned out for a good 15 seconds and
too.
did not understand what just came out of your mouth. So I
Okay,
was
wait.
trying to put together an answer in my head, but I'm not really sure what I was going to say. So.
too.
Oh, but you know what? That actually just reminded me of something, which is so off topic of that. But wait, hear me out. Because you said, what's it called?
Polyamorous relationship.
So that means you would be dating multiple people at the same time?
Yes.
Could you do that, do you think? I'm like, not to
Ew.
put it out there, I'm so like, I get jealous so easily.
Me too.
No, it's so bad. Like, well, we don't even get into like.
No, somebody could literally be like, this nice person, like, I was at Chipotle and I dropped my fork and this nice person gave me one. I would be jealous.
Oh, I wouldn't be jealous of that. I was talking, like, do you remember the recent story I told you about the guy I was talking to that went to a party and then, I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but like, kissed a bunch of people?
I do remember this story.
Yeah, so basically I was talking to a guy. It was literally only like, how many days? 3 days on Snapchat?
It was longer than 3 days on Snapchat.
Maybe a week at on Snapchat at
2.
most. No.
Okay.
It was like a week having a convo every night that was like a few hours long though, which
Okay.
is like a lot.
Yeah.
And then after a week, he was like, oh, at Halloween, I like kissed like 30 people. But I immediately got jealous. And did I even have the right to be jealous? Because I was only
Yes.
talking to him for a week.
Yes, you had the right.
Did I?
Yes, that is Snapchat etiquette. Snapchat etiquette is if you are texting, not Snapchatting, but if you are texting somebody
For a
longer
week?
for longer than an hour, because you guys were genuinely in the chat for like 4 to 5 max every night.
Not 4 to 5. That's excessive.
Okay, well 3, 2.
Yeah, 2, 3.
Still,
2.
that's a long time. You could take like 17 showers within that time frame.
You could.
And I.
No,
my
within
God.
a week, I felt so connected.
Yeah, I would have too. And then to go around and be like, hey, I went to a Halloween party last night and I might have touched like 30 pairs of lips.
No, immediately I was so sad.
No.
Depressed that night.
And I actually remember giving you the advice as soon as you told me that to drop him, because if somebody's doing that, it shows where their loyalties lie.
Right.
And that they aren't true.
But it was like, you know, you get to a point in a relationship where you're like exclusive with somebody, and
Right.
I didn't feel like I had that right to be like, you weren't allowed to go kiss people. But I was just saying that I was jealous of it because I'm very jealous when I get connected to people like easily. Like I make eye contact with somebody for 3 seconds and I'm like, oh my god, that's my soulmate. I'm gonna marry them like tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
You don't do that?
No.
Is that not normal?
I see somebody and I could like potentially
Let's cut
see
that out if it's
myself-
not normal. No.
It's not very normal, but that's okay. You're abnormal, and that's what we love about
And
you.
that's so okay.
But, I mean, let's think about this for a second. If I see somebody in public and I think they're cute, I could imagine going up to them and telling them, but I don't, and I live out my life. Because honestly, I feel like I'm not stable enough for a relationship. I feel like my life is too moving.
Okay.
The Snapchat, I can't Snapchat people. I can't meet people online because I get way too overthinky in my head.
Oh, me too. So bad.
And it gets to the point where I overthink how, like, we go without talking. Like, we have 2 conversations.
How long you're on delivered?
Right? We have 2 conversations, and then I get ghosted, and then I just feel like a horrible person for the next day. I hate that feeling, so I stopped allowing myself to put myself in that situation.
Okay.
And, like, you remember the person I was talking to? We'll just call him Mr. Z.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't talk to him anymore.
Why?
Because a lot of things went down. Well, actually, no, nothing went down. I got ghosted. I literally got ghosted.
Really? Have you ghosted anybody before though? Have you been on the other end of that?
For sure. But, like, it's...
Why?
But I...
So you're contributing to
No,
this issue.
but I ghost easy. I call it the easy ghost. It's my 3-step process. Step 1 is leave them on open for maybe 15 minutes just to like start to make them think about maybe you aren't feeling the same way.
Okay.
Step 2 is to full-heartedly leave them on delivered. Now this is a little bit more ruthless, but it lets them down gently is how I'd like to view it. And then the final step, step 3.
Completely.
No.
Cutting off.
No, what I do. It depends. If they message you and ask, yo, what's up? Let them down with the chat. Be like, yo, sorry, feelings not mutual. Me, not available. Adios, chica.
Okay.
Or you could do the other process, which is to full-heartedly remove him or her.
Oh,
or
that's
them.
intense.
It is intense, but it genuinely, it works wonders. Once you remove them, they're out of your life and you forget they exist, which is kind of rude.
A little, for
But
sure.
like-
But I mean, how else do you...
It's the healing process.
Go about it.
It's the healing process.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, that's what you told me to do to the one guy I was talking to.
And did it work?
It worked so well.
Exactly.
Never thought about him again after
You
that.
came over, you were so upset, and I
So
said,
upset.
hey, let
You
me
said
help you out
block?
with this 3-step process.
You did.
And
We
you did
followed
it.
that exact process.
And look what happened.
I know.
Already
much better.
talking to another guy who's breaking
Right.
your heart.
Yeah, I know. We moved on to the next one.
This was 100% inspired by Scott because he came over one day and was just nonstop talking about how he was on Tinder, on Hinge, on Bumble, every dating app, you name it, he's on it. That was the most sensual sip I've ever.
I had to take a sip really quick. I need
No more
Okay,
sips.
keep going.
Okay, and so I decided to try this out, and I matched with this guy. Don't even remember what it was on, But he was cute, and we talked, and we hit it off. We got along quite swell.
You don't remember if it was Hinge or Tinder or like
I think it was Hinge. I just don't want to
Okay.
give them I don't
the
want to
free
give them
promo, right?
No, I
Of
don't want to
course.
give them the promo.
No.
But we talked, and we were kind of getting along. He didn't ask for my Snapchat. He asked for my number, which I took as a sign as someone who actually wants to get to know you.
Yeah.
And so we're texting, and I'm like, let's hang out. Like, this could actually be fun. And he's like, okay, bet. Let's go surfing. Yeah, right? Out of nowhere. Just
That was
let's
the
go
first
surfing.
time you had ever met him.
First time I've ever met him. Keep in mind, before this, I went surfing once, and it was an amateur lesson on Waikiki Beach in Honolulu, Hawaii, and I had no idea what I was doing. I cut my hand on a rock, and to this day, I still have a scar from it. Like, I'm an amateur, right? And this man wants to take me to rent a surfboard, go out on the Pacific Ocean, scuba, swim out to the deep end, and then surf in.
At least he was cute. Or was he even cute?
Wait for it.
Okay.
Just wait for
Okay.
it. So, here's where we're getting it. So, he doesn't have a car. He takes public transportation. He meets me at my apartment the morning of. Bright and early at 6 a.m.
You got up at 6 a.m. for a first date?
Yeah, because the surfing was good that morning.
I don't know what I did to inspire you to go on a date, but you must have been like, wow, I need whatever this is.
You know, maybe this is why I haven't been on one since. So,
Was that your last date? Oh, okay, keep going. I'm so intrigued.
so-
I'm invested.
yeah, so he has a surfboard, which he brings over. We load it into my Jeep. We drive out there. I have to rent a surfboard and a wetsuit. The wetsuit has a hole in it. Keep this in mind for later. And he takes me to this super, like, he talked to me about this one location that he goes surfing. And he's like, yeah, it's really underground. You kind of have to go on a hike to get there, but it's really nice. Once you're out there on the water, it's amazing.
I would have been so scared.
He took me to a...
I would be so frightened that I was literally about to be murdered.
When I parked and got out of the car, it was a 200 hike down the side of a mountain carrying a giant 12-foot surfboard for beginners. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a lot to unpack, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have said no at the, like, when he was like, let's go surfboard.
But he was really nice, and he was really attractive.
Okay, well then no, I would have said yes.
Yeah, of course
Right.
you would.
No, if he had a six-pack, my ass would have been on that surfboard so fast, like, you know, riding that damn wave.
Oh my gosh. So we get out there, we get on the rocks. There was no beach, it was just rocky.
Okay.
And once we get in there, I'm touching the salt water. I get used to it. I'm from, like, I used to go in the, what do you even call it? Like, growing up, I used to go in the river. I used to
Okay.
be adventurous, so it wasn't anything new to me. I get in the water, but as soon as I do, I realize my wetsuit starts to fill up with water. And wetsuits...
Because of the hole.
Because of the hole.
Oh, God.
It's always because of the hole. And, no, that was really...
That was a little interesting
Sorry.
for sure.
Okay, anyways.
Always because of the hole.
Okay, stop. Stop. And so, once the water comes in, there's no way for it to get out. I'm quickly realizing the water is frigid cold.
Oh my God, it's like a sinking ship.
Yeah, so we get out there, and immediately there are waves coming, and he's like, you want to catch this one? I sit on my board. I say, nope, I'm going to get the next one. I'm going to wait a little bit, just, get my bearings. He proceeds to catch a wave.
Okay.
Literal pro. Was able to get up right away, did these cool tricks, looked like a figure-8 skater.
Like
on
rolled the
water.
whole wave
Oh
down.
my gosh, yeah. And I'm supposed to sit there and match this guy? No, there's no way.
You should have had him like teach you cute. They had been like, can you like get on my surf? Actually, that doesn't work, does it?
I wanted to be.
It's not like
I wanted
it's
to
not
be.
like skee ball, I guess.
No, and I wanted to impress him. What do
Okay.
you mean skee ball? Have you ever done that?
No, I was just like throwing it out there because you know how sometimes like guys will come up behind you and be like, "Let me teach you how to do it." Skee ball was just like a very first thing that pops into my
Okay,
head.
no, I've never experienced that.
I mean, I haven't
Never.
either.
Okay,
It was just the first thing that popped in my
I
head.
see what you mean. Okay,
But you know when they're like, "Let me get behind you and like help you out,"
Yes,
like
yes.
mini golf. Mini golf
Okay,
would have been a better.
That would have been
example.
cool, but that did not happen.
Okay.
Yeah, no. And eventually, I work up the courage to catch a wave. And I actually did stand up. I remember I paddled, I caught the wave, I stood up, full on belly flopped. It was the most embarrassing moment because I was so impressed. And you're supposed to keep your vision like right in front of you when you're riding a surfboard.
Uh-huh.
I decided to get really cocky and turn back at the guy and be like, yo. And as soon as I do that, my feet come out from under me and I just yeet right into the water.
So wait, how long were you on top of the board for? Was it like a good second at least?
I think it was
A good few seconds.
3 seconds.
Okay.
Maybe 3 seconds. But after I did that, water went really far up my nose, and then I just got really embarrassed. And after that, it kind of became more and more of me being like very self-conscious
Uh-huh.
because I was not good at surfing. I've never done this before. I was in over my head, quite literally, and I just couldn't keep up this thing. So I ended up asking him if we could leave early after like 30 minutes.
So did you catch any other waves besides that one where you like ate shit? Or,
Yes, the
like, okay.
wave. I rode the wave in, but I didn't stand up. I just sat there on my belly.
Okay.
And just,
like,
like,
and did like a
floated.
body surfing type
Yeah.
thing. Okay.
But that was pretty much the most embarrassing first date I've ever been on. And I remember he was super late to his acting class at the end, and I had to drop him off, and then I kept his surfboard, so he had to come over to my
back.
house the next day to get it. And that was a fun experience because I just handed him his surfboard and he left.
So after that, you guys never talked again.
No.
And never like even snapped or anything like that.
No.
He never reached out either. That's rough, for sure.
But it was also intentional. Like, I was so embarrassed. I could not face him at all.
Just from falling on a surfboard that you've never done before, I would have been like, you could have just made it a cutesy moment and been like, sorry, I'm just like a little inexperienced, but I just liked you, so I wanted to hang out anyway. Like, if you actually liked his like
I could've.
personality. But if you didn't like his
But
personality.
you've got to understand, there were like maybe 50 other surfers in the same proximity, and every time there was a big wave, they all competed for it. I'm not
Uh-huh.
going to sit there and try to compete.
No, never compete.
Horribly.
You're not an option.
Thank you for that.
Right.
Wow. Okay.
I feel like that was a good time to throw it in there. It didn't really like fit the vibe for it.
Oh, so you've been waiting to pull that?
No, it just popped into my head 3 seconds ago, and I was like, this is gonna be good. It really wasn't good when I said it, but
If I were to ever do it over again, I would definitely have, not take place on a body of water.
right, that was your first mistake for sure.
For sure. I definitely would have it take place in Disneyland or like someplace where I feel.
You in Disneyland? It's
Well,
always
what?
Disneyland.
It's my comfort place.
Okay.
Wouldn't you want your first date to take place where
At
you're
Disneyland?
comfortable? No, not Disney. You're not a Disneyland girl.
I've never been to Disneyland. Is that bad?
Get out.
Is that really bad?
That's just upsetting.
Or Universal.
Can I take you to Disneyland?
Sure. Is it a date?
Oh no,
Oh.
you caught me with the last part.
Then you can't.
Well, ouch.
Only if it's a date.
Okay, you know what? I hope you go on the Matterhorn, and I hope you get knocked up.
Ooh, what does the matter? Oh.
No, not
That's-
like that. Not like that.
Sounded kind of spicy.
I hope you get a really rushing headache. Is that
Okay,
better?
that is better. I like the first. I like the first part a little better, but
Oh my
I'll
gosh.
take a headache too.
Yeah, first date though. Ideal first date.
For me, I don't really feel like I have an ideal first date, like location wise. I think it could, as long as the like conversation was good. I think it would be a really good first date.
Right. So if someone's like, "Hey, let's have a first date in my bunker."
No, okay, so I would never do like a first date at somebody's place. If they were like, come over to my place, because that gives automatic like, not a date. Like, y'all know where I'm probably going with this. I don't even need to say it. But so I'm not gonna go over to somebody's place for like a first date. But I think anywhere out in public for a first date could be cute. Has the potential to be cute.
Right.
Like, think about it.
Yeah.
Bowling could be cute.
Yeah.
Lookout point,
Yeah.
beach,
Yeah.
dinner.
Yeah.
The options are endless as long as the convo is good. I feel like that's like the biggest thing I look for in a first date.
Interesting.
Is like a really good convo that like flows and is like, you don't have to put like effort into it. It just
No, I
flows
agree with that.
naturally.
Yeah, wholeheartedly, I agree.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Well, you were an amazing guest today.
Thank you so much for having me. It was so fun.
Yeah.
I am sweating my ass off right now, but I still enjoyed every second of talking to you. It was so good.
I'll take that as a compliment, I think.
It was a compliment.
Okay, well, thank you for coming on. You won't be
Of
on for a
course.
while, but if you
Oh,
want to
really?
come on
You
again.
don't want me back?
Well, you have to submit an application.
Okay.
For the next time.
Okay. So it's like an interview process. to
Well,
get
the
back.
application is just a large coffee. But if you submit that, I will definitely have you back on.
Okay, I can do that.
I love you.
I love you so much. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you. I think that concludes this episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to me and Scott banter back and forth about how single we are.
Yes, it was so fun. Well, it actually wasn't fun at all because it just reminded me that I am single. But I had the best time being here with you
Aw.
and talking about it. I would not have wanted to done it with anybody else.
You're so sweet for that. We'll see you next week. with a
No,
brand
I'm
Oh,
new
just
episode.
kidding.
Thank you for watching.
Go, go Carter, go Carter, yeah. Go Carter, go Carter, boom boom.